Hello survivors, and welcome to another video. In today's video we had a suggestion from H Frizzler to play 6 chaotic missiles. They wanted to see what it would look like. They said it would be very interesting. I do agree with them, so that's exactly what we did. Now, because I wanted to ensure that we had all 6 of the chaotic missiles for the video, I did go and do a single run on Curse 48. It did take us 11 minutes and 10 seconds, so it's not the greatest to have all 6. We did once at one time have 5 only and a heroic strike, but that doesn't really matter too much. The runes we're running are unconventional starts so that we have the rerolls to get the skills. We ran skill inclination chaos, multicast mastery, singular focus, and sure-footed. So let's get straight into it. The sure-footed was just because we had an extra 1 rune power cost left, so we just used it for the little bit of damage reduction. The most important ones are these 3 over here. And then unconventional starts just makes it so it's easier to get it in the very beginning and to have the rerolls for everything else. So that's why we did it, and let's just take a look at how it goes. So unfortunately, damage wise is very random because it is chaos, so it's either doing like 3 damage to bosses or to enemies, or it's doing 200 damage. The amount of damage it does also affects the debuff damage on the skills. As far as I know, I am probably 100% wrong there. I think debuff skills actually have their own flat damage regardless of the source that does them. But if you know that, you can just let me know down in the comment section. I always thought it was the amount of damage you dealt with the skill increased the amount of the debuff damage that you occur, or the negative effect damage, sorry, not debuff. But I could be completely wrong, or I could be completely right. I'm not 100% sure. But also, if you guys have any other suggestions for skills that you would like to see, you know, being 6 of a single skill, let me know down in the comment section. I'm more than happy to try all of them out and to make videos of all and every one of them. We do need to try as many as possible because I am planning on making a top 5 singular focus build. We do already have a very good list coming up, you know, in terms of which 5 we can go for, and then we need to just try and refine it now. So let me know which are your favorite ones, so we can like see if they fit into the top 5. Otherwise, you can always just let me know which ones I should try, which haven't been on the channel yet, for like a silly Saturday, or just in general like the meme builds or something like that. So you know, write it up in the comment section, let me know, and let's get that top 5 video done. It's probably going to land up it's probably going to land up happening after the next update though, so that we have the epic weapons for the other 7 characters, just so that we do have more options of skills, because there could be some skills that are going to be ridiculously, you know, it could be ridiculous that get released, and having 6 of those could be fantastic. So we do just need to make sure that we don't leave out any of the upcoming skills. So we'll wait for the next update and go from there. Alright, I mean, so far Chaotic Missile looks like we're doing a lot of damage. We are getting a whack ton of XP as well. We are on 95% crit chance. We do have exposed weakness as well, so that's going to increase that. Grab more crit, grab more of that, even more crit. We'll just keep grabbing the nice juicy crits that we see, because that's just going to mean a more exposed weakness, more damage because of crit chance, multicast crit, or crit multi is the proper word to be saying, and that happens when you have over 100% crit. There's then more chance, depending on the percentage you have over there, to crit a second time with the same attack. So you could have one attack crit twice, so it deals double damage to enemies. So if you have 200% crit, you're guaranteed to deal double the amount of damage to enemies, from my understanding, but I could be wrong. As you can see though, we are completely annihilating the first set of bosses. That usually does happen, especially if you go into Overlord. It's normally the last bosses that can cause us problems. The other thing I wanted to mention is, for some reason when we play the game on like the highest setting, so the graphic setting, if we play on graphics very high, For some reason, the lighting for me just makes it feel like it's worse. I don't know if it's just a personal thing or if it's because of like my eyes being so bad or whatever the case may be. But for me personally, it makes it feel like it's actually worse than better. I feel like there's just way too much light coming into the game. So if you wanted to compare them, we can switch them in another video, so you can let me know down in the comment section as well about that. But yeah, I really don't like it being on very high. I can run it on very high, but I feel like it just looks worse than if it is on medium and you got the duller stage look. It kind of fits the stages more having less lighting, because I mean, even now we're in a cave or a dungeon or a forest full of trees. It just makes sense that the only area that would make sense is in the desert, and you know, I hardly play on that level. So I don't know, just a personal thing that I noticed while I was making this video, because I was thinking of doing it in you know, the highest difficulty previously, the previous run, while we were trying to set up all the skills. And I also wanted to set it up with full VFX because it is only a chaos missile which go in a line. The problem is that they create these like lines all over the place, and the problem isn't the VFX of the skill, it's all of these circles on the floor are then going to have their VFXs and things like that, and it does make it extremely difficult to then still see everything. So all of these purple things that you see flying that are very opaque right now, you will see those in full volume all over the place, and it just makes it really hard to still see the enemy attacks and things like that. So with regards to survival rating, it's just going to be a lot easier. But maybe if you guys want to see a death once or twice, then we'll do like some crazy build, or try to attempt some really strong build that we know can clear Curse 7, and we'll try it with full graphics up and see if we can survive or not. You know, see if the build does make that much of a difference that it makes the entire game, even on full visuals, easier to do. But you can see now, because we have so much more multicast, crit, as well as just in general negative effects, these enemies just get melted. You wouldn't even think we're using a chaos skill. You would think we're using like a damaging skill that just deals so much damage when it's hit. But we're actually using chaos skills. Most of the damage is coming from the negative effects. So I mean, you can see already we're only doing 236 on direct damage, but it's all the negative effects like the rots and things like that that are doing all of the damage. It's just insane. This is probably one of the only builds that you wish that you could see how much dot damage you actually dealt. But we'll look at the how many number of hits we did as well, and go from there, because it's going to be, I think it's going to be a ridiculous number. Something like a crazy amount of hits. I know in yesterday's video the chaotic missile hit like 30,000 times, and today, because we're using 6 of them and we're also in an overlord cycle, we're probably going to be hitting quite a lot. But I do have to say that in terms of startup, the skill wasn't the most fantastic, but now that we're in overlord cycles, I feel like 6 of them are actually really awesome. However, there is some form of lag being caused, and I think that's due to monsters spawning in, you know, too much of a close area, and therefore the game freaking out because of the negative effects applied on them. But still, very easy to kill all the bosses. I mean, look at that, they just get melted like butter. I think it's a combination of the amount of brittle stacks that we can apply as well to enemies, so could be all of that as well. Also, I think the FPS drop is every time we try and hit the void presence. It seems like it, because it's immune, it's still trying to calculate. Yeah, it's every time we hit the void presence we get the slight lag. So let's try and not hit the void presence. It is going to be a little bit difficult. I think there's something with the coding, and when we try and apply negative effects to the void presence, you can't really do that, so the game just has a little bit of an FPS freakout over there. Not too much of an issue, we can sort that out. Go for the crit damage over there, more cast frequency, more magnetism, because why not, and just keep going. The magnetism, we don't really need it, it just helps clear the clutter on the screen with regards to the XP, which does help. And then it also makes it so we do level up a lot faster, we can get more damage then that way, and it's just going to make us stronger and stronger, even if we can keep up with the XP curve of like the overlord levels, because you do, you know, you get diminishing returns eventually for XP. well, not really diminishing returns, but you get less XP the more you play because you're on a high level, so therefore you need more XP to level. And if you do get a lot of magnetism, you then don't need as much XP because you are earning more and more and more. But there we go, bosses, we just need to look at them and they die, and that just makes the level that much easier. So it took us a lot less time. Still about, what's that, 7 minutes? So we cut our time down by 3 minutes. Of course, we were in an overlord cycle, but that is just how strong the skill does become over time. So again, we did have to have a heroic strike in the beginning, not such a big deal. But let's see over there, hits 120,000 times. That is pretty insane. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.